Welcome to Orlando, the city beautiful.
Hello, everyone. My name is Zachary Tui. I'm a realtor with Stand Dollar Realty, and today we have with us Joshua Gair, who is a celebrity agent with Impact Entertainment. Josh, why don't you go ahead and tell everyone what you do?
Yeah, so we book different celebrities, TV stars, musicians for live events at festivals, at amphitheaters, at fairs, or different events around the country. So we basically book their live tours.
And what is some of the celebrity names that you work with?
We've worked with everyone from Nelly to Eminem and the Goo Goo Dolls and sports players. I mean, it's a long list.
And when you book these events with them, is it only events that cater to what they do, professionally, or could it be like charitable events, or
it's both?
Both.
It's both. We don't get paid for the charitable stuff, but yeah, they do that on their own. But yeah, it's 90% of the time they're performing what they're known for. So they're performing their hit songs, or they're talking about their playing career if they played in the NBA or the NFL. So
gotcha. And obviously these are these times are a little different for us with COVID being of big concern, and a lot of celebrities that they're either canceling events or they're doing these virtual events. I saw recently there was one that a lot of musicians were booking events from doing live at their living room. So I don't know if how has COVID impacted what you do, and obviously you don't get paid unless they get paid. So
right, yeah, they're not doing live events in person because of the virus, like you said, but some people are doing virtual. I mean, there's definitely some bands who are doing like a living room series where they play with a couple guys in their porch or their living room, and people can tune in for that. I'm not a big proponent of that, but people are doing it. And so, I mean, if it brings in revenue for the musicians or the agents, then certainly that's a benefit. But I don't see that being a long-term sustainable thing. People still want to go out. They want to go to a show or watch a game. So, but there's some of that going on, but I just don't think it's that compelling to watch someone perform, even if it's live.
Gotcha. Do you think that things are going to bounce back, maybe even stronger than before, just because people are getting anxious, wanting to get out there, be with their friends, they're these big groups, and watch their favorite bands and performers live, as opposed to maybe past YouTube videos or something that's just done on a computer or TV screen.
Yeah, I think when this is over, when the vaccine hits, or eventually this will end, I think live events are going to be even more packed than they were before because of it's kind of like you missed what you didn't have. And so, yeah, I think with sports games and concerts and festivals and all these things are going to have, I don't think they're going to have to market that hard. I think the marketing is going to be, we're having it. And that's going to be enough.
That's enough right there. And it's
right. And people are going to say, oh, I'm there. And it's, anything. I mean, if you can't, you don't miss those social things until you don't have them. And then we don't have them, they become really valuable. Then it's compelling again. So I think that's definitely what's going to happen.
How do you stay motivated during these times when you might have this is canceled, that's canceled? How do you just look forward to the future, or?
Yeah, you still touch base with clients. I think if you like the industry, then it doesn't mean it's not frustrating. And you try to keep in mind that this will end. I mean, even if it's a depression or recession, they don't last forever. They end. Doesn't mean they're fun, but you try to keep that in mind, and you do the best you can. I mean, as long as it's not something that you caused yourself, then people around you are in the same boat. And so the only thing you can do is, I try to work with my clients and make them, if it's a promoter, you try to maybe alter the terms so the deals are easier. So, for example, maybe they don't pay a deposit where they used to, or they can cancel, somewhat last minute without any penalties. No different than if there's a housing, if there's too much housing on the market, I would guess, you could tell me better than I can, obviously, if, you adjust your terms, maybe you make a lower offer if there's extra houses. So it just depends on the market, right? You just adjust your terms based on what the reality is.
And somewhat of a panic through a lot of sellers that they don't know, what the market's going to look like, whether it's present or how, if COVID is going to affect things in, long term, how it's going to affect the real estate market in general. So, right now we're seeing it's definitely somewhat of a seller's market. Values have actually gone up. The quantity, the inventory of houses have actually gone down. significantly, even as much as 25% since pre-COVID. So we're seeing some changes, but it'll be interesting to see how things are, 6 months, a year from now. So on that note, some of the celebrities that you work with, as far as their housing needs, do you find that they look for things that are affordable or long term, or how does that situation work? Where one day they might get a check for 10 million, the next they don't know if they're going to have another check lined up for years to come.
They have to have cash in the bank, and if there's an agent or their manager, you try to tell them to be frugal. And a lot of that, honestly, is just being the guy that says no when they ask. I mean, I'm not their manager, but even as their agent, they'll ask you, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? And sometimes that's more of a test. They want to see are you willing to tell them the truth, or are you just going to say, oh, you're great, and buy whatever you want. And I think most celebrities want to be in LA or New York because those are the hubs of entertainment. At the same time, Orlando is Central Florida in general. A lot of celebrities do want to move here because there is still no state income tax. It's definitely cheaper than LA or New York, not even close. And so there's a lot of celebrities that are in Florida and in Orlando. And so maybe it's, and so housing probably, you would know better than me, but I would guess housing in Orlando is probably cheap relative to a lot of other places. It's, if you live in LA, people are always going to want to move to LA because it's a destination. They want to be in Hollywood. They want to work.
Prices are much higher in LA.
Yeah, it's a nice place to live. It's things to do.
But it comes at a cost.
Yeah, exactly. And you pay for that. But, nothing against the Midwest, but people just are not moving in droves to Ohio.
Yeah, it's not
so
to do there. So.
Yeah, it's just not a place people go, oh, I can't wait. I'm going to pursue my American dream in Ohio. People don't say that.
I don't think I've heard that before.
So, but people do have second homes in Orlando and Florida in general. And so, yeah, probably on a longer term horizon. I would guess Florida real estate's probably cheap. And so,
have you had any celebrities book any events here in Orlando or Central Florida? And if so, can you elaborate on one of those events?
Yeah, we did something for we did Ricky Williams, the NFL player. We did his daughter's birthday a little while back. She wanted some characters from Nickelodeon for her birthday, and yeah, there's been a lot of it's private events. They're either held at country clubs or they're held at someone's house or the celebrity's house. And a couple years ago, we had Vijay Singh, the golf. He called and wanted the Orlando Philharmonic Orchestra to play at his house. Now, you can't get the whole orchestra in a house because it's huge. So we had a break. So they had to take a quarter of the orchestra. They did a smaller ensemble and they put it in his backyard. And he paid for it. It wasn't cheap, but that's what he wanted. Sometimes you get cool things like that are kind of one-offs. That's fun because it's trying to make that happen sometimes isn't easy because they're not used to performing in someone's grass field. So
if that's VJ calling right then, I apologize for holding you up. I promise I'll wrap.
Yeah, it's definitely not him.
But let's say that VJ did come to town and he said, Josh, I'm coming to downtown Orlando. I want to find what do you recommend? Are there any what's a go-to spot for downtown Orlando, whether it be a restaurant or one of your favorite places to visit? What would you tell them?
Yeah, usually tell them to go to Lake Eola or I like Mills because there's a lot of stuff on Mills. There's a lot of unique shops.
Yeah,
and
a lot of restaurants on
yeah, there's a lot of restaurants. That's a good point. Yeah, there's a lot of restaurants. And
most people know Orlando for whether it's Disney, Universal, maybe the magic,
right?
The weather. Little do they know there's a million great restaurants here. So
well, you're not. If you go on Mills, right, you're not far from downtown.
But yeah,
so, you kind of are downtown, right? If once you hit Colonial, you're basically downtown. So.
It's not far from Winter Park too, which has a lot of great shops and stuff as well.
Yeah, exactly. So there's those are the two places. If there's nice places to walk on Lake Eola, and so yeah.
Gotcha. All right, I don't want to. I'll keep you, and I'll let you get back to Tiger or VJ or Ricky Williams, whatever that celebrity was.
I hope it's them.
I appreciate your time, Josh. Thanks again. Joshua Gair with Impact Entertainment. I'm Zachary Tui, realtor with $10 Realty. Thank you all. We'll see you next time.